What's happening, fam? L.A.R movement still moving. Book entitled Lessons from a Non-Custodial Father. Amazon Kindle Create Space. I didn't come this far to just come this far. Every morning I get up, get on Facebook, and I post artwork, like African American artwork, and I post inspirational, motivational quotes. And I sometimes post funny videos and stuff like that. Try more positive stuff, like, because I see a lot of things, people just harping on, just insequential negativity. So this morning I saw a quote and it said, I didn't come this far just to come this far. So this is why this is what made me talk about this. So here's the thing. We all have our life's struggle. Some more than others. Some season young, some season old. But when you going through what you're going through to get where you need to get, when you get to your mountaintop, because you're gonna start in the valley somewhere along the line. You're gonna start in the valley. I don't care how you slice it. You will start in the valley at some point. When you get to the mountaintop, when you're looking around, you didn't come that far to just say, I came this far. No, everything has a reason. Everything has a purpose. Everything has a intersectionality. Everything is intertwined. Whether you came that far to pass on how far you came to your children, your family, your friends, whether you came that far to be a mentor to somebody who you see, that's trying to come up to get to that mountaintop, whether you came that far to achieve great things, to use the heart that you have to help other people. You don't come that far just to come that far. I got into this father-son Heathcliff Theo Huxtable argument with my son earlier this week, and he was, "This is my life, Dad, my life." And I'm like, dude, it's not just your life, okay? Your life is just not for you and you alone. You're here with 7 billion other people. You are here to affect change with other people. And because he's young, he's still, "Oh no, Dad, what are you gonna do? You're gonna need a car, son." "I'll ride a motorbike." So, the next day we talking and he's like, "Yeah, I don't know what I was tripping, Dad. I don't know. It didn't sink in that, I'm not just here for myself at first. I just was all in my feelings." I'm like, "I know. I understand. I just want to be a regular person." And I was on the phone. "That's the dumbest thing I've ever heard in my entire life. Nobody be getting D's and everything." He's an honor roll student, so I'm not going to get into that. But here's the thing. You out here, somebody looking in my past, and they say, "Man, where you come from?" And I show you my neighborhood, New Orleans. I show you my neighborhood on the west side of Chicago. I show you the neighborhood in the DMV. And I show you where I live now. You'll see the difference. Like, man. But if I tell you some of the trials and tribulations that I've had in life, I got some of my friends who were going to college, and I finished before them. And I tell them, look, my last 2 years in college, I really was living in my car. I could take a shower over a friend's house in the morning. From Sunday to Thursday, I went to school. I went to school in the morning. I went to my internship in the afternoon. I went to a job after that. I worked the graveyard shift, and then after the graveyard shift was over, I went to I drove back into town, whatever, I went to a friend's house to take a shower because I had all my clothes and shit in the car. I couldn't even afford books because I was paying tuition. You know, I was paying tuition. I was working to pay through school at that particular point. I had to memorize everything because I couldn't afford books, so I just had notebooks in my mind. And some days I would fall asleep because I would sleep in class. I was falling asleep on the road driving to school because from Sunday to Thursday I didn't sleep. I didn't really sleep, so my body was shutting down. I'm tell you why I'm saying what I'm saying. On Thursday, Friday, Saturday, I think Thursday, Friday, Saturday, I think it was years ago. Uh, I actually was able to sleep. I had a girlfriend who didn't see me as a boyfriend, who knew whatever. I didn't know that till after it was over, but whatever. I would sleep at her house, uh, and then I would go back to the work routine. Go back to the work routine at her apartment rather, and basically my friends who just went to school, they was like, I ain't got no reason to not be able to finish. And at the time, I remember I took like 18 hours, 21 hours, 20 hours, maybe I think 15. But that's how I was doing it. In those last 2 years, and like it's like, and I had I didn't make the dean's list. I had like a 2.8 or something like that. But under the circumstances, I was like, yeah, pretty good. So the thing about that was, when they were here, they'd be like, yo, I ain't got no reason to not be able to go to class. If you could graduate like that, then I can graduate just by going to class and just chilling around and, playing video games and just watching TV. I ain't got nothing to complain about. If I could come that far, they knew that my circumstance was completely different from their circumstance, so they had no excuse. It motivated some of them. They're like, man, shoot, I could do that. I got it, And I had my younger cousins who are in college now. Before they were going, I would have a talk with them. But look, know what you want to be. Know what you want to do. This is what you're going to have to do. If you want to have an internship, you might need to when you get to college, get an internship. That way, when you get out of college, you'll have the experience that they say you don't have when you graduate. You already broke, so it ain't going to cost you nothing. You're struggling anyways. And they got that. They understood that. They understood that's what guided them through life. Because I didn't go through what I went through just for me. I didn't realize that until years later when people were embarking on the same experiences. When it came to parenting, this is why I wrote the book, because I was meeting guys who's going through the same thing I was going through, who had been through the same thing I was going through. They never said it, and everybody had these singular stories. It's like, why don't we just fuck it? I wish somebody would just write a book or something, or give some kind of game out that people would know. So that's how that happened. Because we don't go through all these experiences to just go through them just because. You go through the things, you go through your successes and failures in life to share your successes and failures in life with other people, so they can either become more successful or be inspired to be successful, or to understand that their failure is not the end game. So you don't come this far to just come this far. A few times I actually ran into people from my neighborhood. I'm way away from home. You know what I'm saying? Took me by one of the guys I used to play baseball with in high school. Rolled up on me in the gym working out. I forgot who the hell he was. Just years back, I was like, damn. One guy just caught me off guard because he was an NBA player. He graduated before I even went to high school. And I was just like, yo, we went to the same school. We in the same city at the same time. Hey, there's some wild shit. This don't happen often. But you're inspired by people. You people's experiences inspire you, whether you know it or you don't know it. Because when we vicariously live through each other, even though we don't want to admit it. And I used to do this when I was young. I used to read a lot, and I used to read a lot of autobiographies. And the reason I read them because I wanted to know where these great people came from and how, and what they had to go through to accomplish things. And sometimes, it was skill and luck, and sometimes it was luck, and sometimes it was just timing, and sometimes it was them, their will to get it done, and to persevere because they wanted it that bad. And sometimes they had to go through a whole lot of things. And some people got it early, some people got it in the middle, some people got it late. But when I read all of these stories, I could understand the one thing in common. They all shared this information because they wanted you to know that you can make it too. When I met millionaires and successful athletes, successful businessmen, that never made me a hater because that might not be my lane, but I understood that they took the risks, they took the chances, they took the lumps along the way, and they succeeded. And guess what? If they could do it in their lane with their passion, I could do it in my lane with my passion. And that's the ultimate lesson of that's why you go through shit. That's why you live. Grandma used to say, just keep on living, baby. Just keep on living. And at the end of the day, that's why you go through what you go through. Because every life lesson you get, you're gonna wind up teaching it, whether it's your children, your grandchildren, your great grandchildren, your brothers, your sisters, your nieces, your nephews, your in-laws, whatever. It's for a reason. You know what I mean? You just didn't come this far to come this far. I'm preaching O'Shea Duke Jackson. I know. Calypso. We out, man. Peace.